Okay, so let's talk. So I mentioned in my last update video that I am no longer vegan or plant-based as far as my diet is concerned, and so I kind of wanted to talk to you about that today. So first things first, I'm going vegan or plant-based is nothing new to me. As I stated before in the previous video, I was vegetarian for like 8 years of my life. Been a plant-based eater before for about half a year, and so it's the same kind of thing here. And initially, as I mentioned, my reasons for going plant-based were for feeling better overall, for health, and weight was some of the motivation as well. However, this time around, I was finding that I wasn't really losing weight. My weight was kind of stable, and I was, at first I realized, and especially looking back at some of my what I eat in a day videos, I realized that before maybe I wasn't eating the most whole foods plant-based things, so I tried that. I switched that over, and I tried to eat more whole foods plant-based things rather than just things that were vegan but not necessarily the healthiest option. So I cut out a lot of oils and refined things, and still I was noticing that my weight was still stable. I've had friends like my husband, even he went vegan within 2 months. He lost almost 20 pounds, and this is someone who's done this before and had great results, and so something is different this time around. So let's do some rewinding. So about a year ago, I was working out. I was eating really clean. You can scroll back on my Instagram page and see like some of the meals and things I was eating, but I was eating animal products, and I was focusing on a really high protein diet where I was really watching my macronutrients, my carbs, my proteins, and my fats. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you can't have a high protein plant-based diet. That's not true. However, what I found personally for me is that it was hard to meet those macronutrient goals that I wanted to while still being on a plant-based diet, because yes, I could meet my proteins, but I would be way over on carbs or way over on fats or things like that. And that's not what I wanted to do, especially because I know previously what has worked for me. To be quite honest, I'm not gonna say part of it, to be quite honest, my reason for going back to eating meat and dairy again was to kind of help with weight loss. And I know that sounds like counterproductive. I know that probably sounds like what you haven't heard before. You hear, go vegan, you can eat all you want. You hear about high carb, low fat vegans, you hear about fully raw vegans, and even still you hear about, sometimes in the beginning, you might gain a little weight and your weight, will stabilize. At this point, I've done that before. That's not how, I don't know if it's just getting older or what, but that's not how my body is working now. I know what has worked for me before. I'm not going to shame somebody for their diet choices and things like that, because, the outside appearance and things like that, it's not the only indicator of health. There are things inside that we can't see, And at this point, I will be honest with you, I am 5'5" and a half, and I currently weigh 172 pounds.
Hey, slim thick with your cute ass. Hey, I might buy you a new bag.
This is the heaviest I have been in my life, and to be honest, I'm uncomfortable in this body. I'm not comfortable with this weight for me because I'm not used to it. So my goal is to get back down to a what is classified as a healthy BMI for me, which would be 155 or less. I know I have a ways to go, but I know that I've done it before and I can do it again. And who knows, once I meet my goals, I will definitely reconsider going back to a plant-based diet. But right now, like I said, I know what's worked for me before. I want to get back to that place again where I feel comfortable in my body. In the comments down below, especially if you transitioned to or from being vegan or vegetarian, let me know if you've experienced similar issues as far as weight gain or weight loss or things like that. Even if you don't have experience with veganism or vegetarianism, even if you've had like weight loss issues or you are on a weight loss or health and fitness journey as well, let's share it down below with me because we can help each other. Well, I hope that explanation wasn't too disappointing for some of you. I hope you can respect my decision, and if you can't respect my decision and be respectful about it, then you will be blocked. No. And like I said, it might be something I'll revisit in the future, but I have to do what works best for me and what works best for this body. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.